here on the Cover 3 podcast, running through some of the biggest games on the Big Ten schedule for Week 5. And we've got USC on the road taking on an Illinois team that is very much licking its wounds. And I do this not because I want Tom to relive Saturday night. I do not. But no one's going to have a better insight in the way that the Fighting Illini can respond from that lopsided loss to Indiana. Now they're playing back at home. It's a big stage. Tom, what is going to be the key to Illinois making sure that one loss doesn't become two with USC in town?
The injury report. I mean, this was, we talked about it. Like, Illinois was already banged up in the secondary before the game started, and then they got more banged up as they went along. Xavier Scott is still going to be out. Matthew Bailey, their starting safety, has been in concussion protocol all week. There is no guarantee that he will be back for this game. So if you look at that in the back end and what USC is bringing with Jaden Maeva and Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane and just an incredible passing attack so far this season, I would be terrified if I'm Illinois and I'm still really banged up on my back end, because that is something that USC will very much be able to exploit. And I think that the likely counter that you're going to see from the Illini is this is a team that to this point has only run the ball 50% of the time, which ranks 87th nationally as far as rushing rate. It's, teams are throwing more and more, shock of all shocks. But the USC's defense, it's better than what we've seen in recent years, and it is improving. But the one spot where I've seen a weakness so far this year, both statistically and just with my eyes, is their run defense. So if you're Illinois, your defense is incredibly banged up and you're facing an explosive passing offense, you're probably going to want to lean more into your run game, to which this point in the year has not been outstanding. So it's going to be a problem for them, but they're going to have to do it just to keep that defense off the field and try to shorten this game and limit the overall possessions, because you do not want to get into a shootout with this USC team with the current state of your roster, even if your passing attack has been good so far this year. So I expect very much a more old school Brett Bielema at Wisconsin kind of offense than the one we've seen at Illinois so far.
Are we ready for the body clock conversation yet? Because this is a 9 a.m. body clock for USC. We'll see how they are getting up in this one. I think we'll learn more about USC in this game than Illinois. Like, I feel like I know what Illinois is now, and it's not there. I don't think they're as bad as they showed there. The injuries have been documented, but if I think USC could be in that conversation, the same as Indiana could be, this is a good litmus test to see if that defense, which is number one in the country in sacks, can they get after the quarterback the way that Indiana did? Can they, can Jaden Maeva take advantage of a secondary the way that Mendoza was able to last week? I think this is more of a litmus test for USC, where we find out about them than Illinois. Very curious to see how Illinois responds here.
Completely. Like, USC has been a poor road team under Lincoln Riley so far, but I think they may be better on the road this year. I think to Tom's point, this all comes down to the injury report for Illinois. Illinois' backups have played like backups when they've had to go to starting roles. That's just not been very good. Obviously, we're worried about Jacoby Lane. Like I haven't seen a new status report on him this weekend, but some chatter. I don't know exactly when he's going to get back. USC's a lot more dangerous when he's in the lineup. But you have Lemon, you have Wayman Jordan, who's one of the very best backs in the Big Ten. Quarterback's playing really well. I think I agree with Danny. It's a test for USC. Like, will you show up and beat a banged up Illini?
But are you willing to say so far that USC has matched any kind of preseason buzz or hype, or do you need to see a performance in a game like this to be able to feel better about them really like exceeding the expectations and matching some of that sort of dark horse conversation?
Yeah, I don't know if they really met the annual expectations provided by one Chip Patterson on the Cover 3 podcast, but I think they've met the preseason expectations for most of the fans. I think some of the questions still linger, right? Do they have enough difference makers on defense? We know that their starting guard did not get his extra year of eligibility, and they were very thin at that spot. The backup has played poorly overall against some lackluster competition. So when they do play better defensive linemen, like they'll face James Thompson this week, does he get exposed, right? I think the interior of the offensive line for USC remains a question. Good tackle play, quarterback's taking a big step forward. I think they look much improved.
Yeah, I'd say this is Prove It Saturday for the USC Trojans taking on Fighting Illini, which should be tough in Champaign. Noon Eastern time kickoff for that one. Just a nice little Big Ten day of headliners. Well, speaking of headliners, coming up on the other side, we love to leave you with a player to watch each and every week. Our Big Ten players to watch for Week 5. Next.